Welcome in YouTube. Today we are going to be playing some Outriders. So we're going to look at some of the different classes. We're going to look at the UI, the game itself, some of the gunplay, skill tree, all of those things and more as we dive into this video. Now, I got my hands on it yesterday and I've played PC so far. It's been really smooth. I started on Ultra and it's actually been really good. So I dialed it back just to the high level setting, just to make sure that it runs the smoothest. But overall, the game is brilliant. It runs quite well on my machine. I've heard that it works on anything from low to mid to entry PCs as well, and if you have high end, obviously it works really well. So I'm kind of in the mid tier. I'm running a 2080 and an i7, and so I haven't bumped up to the 3080 yet, but definitely don't feel like you need it. I think you could run even with a 1080 or older GPU. So with that, let's go ahead and get in some gameplay, and let's see what it's all about.
Today, we shall see victory! A great new altered fights at our side! I feel a storm cloud coming down to me.
The anomaly should have killed us. But instead, it left us something more. Altered and Outrider. Only we can lead them to a future. Whatever we were before, we're something new now. We were given a second life. We can't waste it.
All right, so that opening cinematic, I love that so much. It kind of gives you a little bit of the vibe of what the game actually is. So you are these characters, you're Outriders, you're kind of, outlaws, not really like bandits, but you're trying to colonize, and basically they allude to like Earth is kind of gone, right? So you're out on this new planet, and then this anomaly comes, right? So spoilers, right? There are things, happening, and you get hit by this storm, right? And that basically turns you into the Altered. Now, the Altered are still the Outriders, but they've got powers now. So there's 4 different classes that we will talk about during the game, but I did want to open up with the opening scene because it is really cool. So anyways, let's go ahead and dive into the game, talk about the classes a little bit, and then get some feedback on some of the items in game. All right, so here we are in the menu. You can see down here I am level 6 and I am a trickster. So in this game, the demo right now, you can actually get to level 7, and I don't know if you're limited on world tiers, but let's go through world tiers. So you can see world tier 1, Enemy level is -2, dropped item level -2, rarity modifier is only 80%, and legendary drops are 0. As you move up the scale, you can see that you get a 10% bump and a -1 bump. Your wearable item level cap is +0. And then you can see dropped level item is 0. Modifier is 100%. Legendary drop is 0. And our enemy level goes up. And our drop rates go up as we go through it. So we have all the way up to world tier 15. And you can see our legendary drop rate is 300%. So we got quite a bit that we can get through. We are only at world tier 4 right now. It doesn't show a name for it, it's just madness. So you go all the way up to madness. We are on hard level right now. All right. Let's go ahead and back out of it. Here is our character. You're able to create a character when you first log in. You can also modify this character in the town. So we'll hop into the town and we can see that. And then down here we had some options. So if we click, we can view profile. And that just takes us to our Steam profile. So there's not really much there. When you start in, you will have to do the prologue and you'll have to go through and pick your class once you finish the prologue. And so what we did was we ran through that first, and then now we're kind of rerunning through the story. So we want to go ahead and pick world tier 4. And we can hop in and we can show off some gear just to kind of go through the options that you have in this game. So pretty typical on controls. You can set an auto loot filter. So you'll pick up rarity of items to be automatically picked up. You can invoke auto loot manually, but it's always used when you leave items on the ground before a respawn or when traveling to a different region. You can have your helmet on or off. You can enable crossplay. Crossplay is a beta feature, so it's not quite worked out yet, so we don't have that on right now. Audio is audio, so the HUD you can turn on a lot of different things. So all these the quest tracker I'll show you, it's actually really cool. But basically you can hit tab and you get a nice little directional kind of fairy looking thing that moves and shows you exactly where to go. It's a very good directional system. So it's, other than that, pretty standard. So we go to display. VSync is off right now. No FPS limit. Field of view goes all the way up to 90. It's as high as we can go. If we go to advanced, so I've got the game on high, as we talked about earlier. I had it on ultra when I started, which was still working fine, but high looks great. And then controls, we've got pretty typical controls for an FPS. We do not get to jump in this game. I repeat, we do not jump in this game. My mouse has actually kind of been slow, so I'm going to bump this up a little bit. Those right there. We do have 3 skills on a bar that you'll see, and you have a charged melee. At least for the class that I'm using, you have a charged melee. And these are all pretty typical skills here. So, you can see we got auto loot is H. That depends on what your loot filter is. And everything there. So, it does have controller capabilities. And then accessibility, you can turn on colorblind mode and a few other things to assist if needed. So, we can go ahead and select our story point. All right, so right now we are the Trickster. We are the close range hit and run character type. And I don't know if I can actually show you that right now. Load times are pretty good on this game. Not heavily server dependent. Okay, so we are in a mission right now. We do have these 3 skills down here at the bottom, as mentioned. So bottom left is health bar, and you will have melee charges right above that. And then you see we have 3 guns. So you have a primary here, you have a secondary, and you've also got a sidearm. So sidearm, you're going to hold Q to go to your sidearm. Otherwise, you're going to use default is mouse wheel up and down to go from one gun to the other. These can be marked as junk. So if I right click on it there, and then if you hold delete, or if you don't have a delete key like me, you can actually just click your mouse on delete down here, and you get some resources for that. You can also sell these to the vendor in town. When you sell them, you get these little shiny bits of scrap. Now you've also got leather, so you can get that from some of your gear that you dismantle, and iron, which leads us to believe that we will be doing some crafting in this game. You can sort, so tab, sort by rarity, sort by name, sort by type. Your anomaly power here is going to be your skill damage. So you want to, on the skill tree, if you want to enhance that, that would be anomaly power. And then your fire power is obviously gun power. So if we look at skills, look at our skills here. So in order, you start off with Temporal Blade. So you basically swipe in front of you. It's got a good range. This class is built to be up close. And what it does is actually has a really cool animation, so we'll see that in a minute. But basically slices them down, turns them into skeletons, and then they sort of explode. It's not an insta-kill on most, but it does wear them down quite a bit. Slow Trap. This is like, if you've ever played Destiny, this would be like a Titan bubble. But it's slow. Instead of preventing people, you want them to be in it, because it slows them down. It slows bullets all the way down, and it slows the enemies all the way down. So, creating a space-time anomaly, it lasts for 10 seconds. It has a 31-second cooldown. Next, we have Hunt the Prey. You select an enemy and teleport behind them, and you get a nice shield bonus. I've used this quite a bit. It's a good way to get behind an enemy if you need to be up close. I do find that they turn around, pretty quickly. So that animation right there, that enemy would have been turned around already. Doesn't quite freeze them completely, but it's still a pretty good skill. And then today, what I'll do after I show off Hunt the Prey, I'll actually need to swap out and use our new skill, which is Twisted Rounds. So we're going to fill the current weapons magazine with anomaly infused bullets, increase your firepower by 83. Skill lasts until you reload or switch weapons. And then you can see, as we hit level 9, 13, 17, and 22, we will unlock the last 4 skills. Now you can have 8 skills total, but only 3 will be on your bar. And you'll swap those out as you need. Now let's take a look at the class tree. So, as mentioned, we are the Trickster. The Trickster is close range, hit and run with space time, doing space magic. We have already put 1 skill into Anomaly Persistence, increase our health by 10%. You can kind of go willy-nilly, like Path of Exile, through this tree to create 3 different subclass types. So we have Assassin, we have Harbinger, and we have Reaver. Now, as you follow the tree, it looks like you'll be able to branch and go a mix of different ways, or you can simply just unlock everything on the path. But let's take Reaver, for example. We've got Assault Master, so increasing damage. And then we've got Counter Shield, so activating Deception skill increases anomaly power by 50% for 10 seconds, which is quite powerful. Very good on a boss. Combat Shield Timeline, activating your movement skill increases anomaly power by 50% for 10 seconds. And then we have anomalic acceleration. When your damage skill ends, increase your anomaly power by 50% for 10 seconds. So a lot of increasing anomaly power. And then in between, we just have little bumps to anomaly power and skill leech. So there you go. We've got a lot of different things to play with. We've only unlocked 1 of them so far. So I'm not quite sure how often you get skill points, because being level 6, I only got 1 so far. I'm not quite sure on the level cap. We hit level 2 accolades, so you can see on here once I click claim rewards, you'll see we have some accolades that we can get. So we have combat, and it shows you a nice little progress bar, and then there's tiers. So there are 5 tiers to these. So AR mastery, I'm currently in tier 2, and then once we finish that, we will hit tier 3. Some of them are a combination of complete all of these. Automatic shotgun, we've not found one yet, so we can't progress that. We did get a submachine gun and an LMG. Automatic sniper is really fun. Think of a longer range pulse rifle. Very accurate. See, a basic rifle we have not gotten yet. Revolvers we have not gotten. Go getter. Kill 10 enemies with no more than 2 seconds between each kill. We've done that once. We'll have to work on quick kills. The enemies in this game are sort of bullet sponges, as you'll see. But not obnoxious like the Division 1, where it took quite a bit of time to kill. So there we go. There are the accolades. We have claimed all our rewards. So if we go back to our inventory, each item that you click on has its own flyout menu of items. So instead of having a see all where you can see everything that you have, you'll click on each one to see if you've got anything that you can upgrade. Same with weapons. These two will show the same weapon pool, and then when you click on sidearm, you'll have a sidearm pool. Take a look at the quest map. There's a nice colorized version of the map. It's fairly detailed. There is no zoom in and there is no zoom out. You can tell where you are by the glowing arrows. You can tell where some quests are available to pick up. We've got dots here and there. And then you can mark your objectives right here. And if we go to journal, journal is exactly what journal does. You can click on people, read their backstory. Jakob is part of our team. And then we have people like Jane Colm. I think that's the one that we found who is, she was dying on the battlefield and we went and saved her. And then we have Seth. Seth is somebody you will encounter after you beat one of the bosses. Enoch is the world, so you can see you'll pick up these little items whenever you hit like flags and things in different places. You will collect these. We have Warzone Valley, we have Rift Zone. So we have a lot of areas that we haven't explored, which is great because this is a demo. And then it looks like these are the lore pieces that you pick up. So you'll see blue glowing flashing papers and you want to pick those up. And then we have some miscellaneous notes that we picked up and they go into miscellaneous. So they're not part of the lore. They're just part of things that you can read. And then enemies. So alien creature and Maxwell guards are what you encounter first. Gauss is one of the bosses. And we have insurgents, which are basically bosses, just not as tough. So all of these captains are the ones that we have killed so far. And that's pretty much it for that. So like I said, if you hit tab, it will take you to the quest that you have. But right now we don't have really any active quests going on. We basically just killed a bunch of enemies over here. So if I hit shift, I can run. Running is fairly fast. I'm gonna turn down the music a little bit. Alright, so we do have loot chests to refill.
But this shithole, it's never been worth fighting for.
So what's it all about for you then?
Just trying to live another day. Boss, barely holding on.
There we
Sounds
go.
like I chose a good day to wake up.
So let's use our first skill, which is the slicer. There's our charged melee. Didn't actually hit him. Those guys hit kind of hard with that shotgun. And they do drop a grenade when they die. Swap out to this shotgun. We'll put our bubble in. The bubble is great for slowing up enemies. And there's our third skill. And we died. We have it on World Tier 4. We just unlocked it, so the enemies are going to be quite a bit tougher, but it doesn't mean you automatically have the gear to handle them. So you might die a little bit here and there, which is totally acceptable. You can always lower the world tier as you're in game. So you can actually click here, drop the world tier. So it's similar to Diablo, where you can actually just select your world tier. Same with Division. Kind of changes the map a little bit in Division as far as what drops where, but in this game it just lowers the enemy difficulty. As you go through, so shotguns are not really my favorite. I did pick up this one, even though I just picked it up and it has a gear score of 217, which is quite a bit higher than what I was using. You can see that it's not really cranking out a whole bunch on these enemies, so we'll probably use the auto for now. I find myself using my skills quite a bit, thinking I'm going to swap to my gun because I've been playing Destiny for so long that, you know, hitting number 1 gives me my primary, number 2 gives me my energy, and number 3 gives me my power. So I'm trying to fight myself from not doing that in this game. I can tell you this auto hitting crits is definitely, if you double tap any direction, double tapping So double tapping any direction is going to give you a nice little tuck and roll. You can hold a direction and hit the control button, but it's a lot easier to just double tap. Some people are saying it's a little too easy to double tap and go the direction when you're not trying to do it, but I find it, I'm okay if it's, oof. See, that's a deadly combination. Basically spamming the 1 key, slicing them open, and then hitting a nice melee punch. Slice them open, melee punch to finish them off, wait for the bombs to blow up, and then you're good to go. So I'm gonna pick up that item we just picked up. A couple of guns. Looks like we both might be snipers. Bullets will auto pick up, which is always some of my favorite. I do like a good vacuum pickup. All right, so like I said, the guns that drop in World Tier 4 are going to be a little bit better. This is an automatic sniper, which is one of my favorite guns so far. So we have, this one is 196. Are these the same class? We have Bull and Eagle 101 and Hunter V90. So Hunter V90, we had 18 clip, 340 RPM, 14 damage, 1.8 reload, and 300% crit multi. And then we have So these are roughly, the class doesn't really change the stats apparently. So if it's an automatic sniper, it's going to have 18 clip size, 340 RPM, 15 damage. The weapon gear guide, like the gear score 199, is going to affect the damage, but it seems like the archetype is going to have an 18 clip, a 340, 1.8 reload, and 300% crit multi. As we do a compare here, we can see. So compare is on. If we hit C, you can see the damage is higher on the one that's 199. That was a better drop. They're both level 7, which I'm level 6. So I can equip items that are one level ahead of me. But really the only difference is that damage proc. So it makes it very easy to compare weapons. We have the same accuracy, stability, and range. Even though they're different types of the same weapon, the archetype determines the stats. So we'll go ahead and use the auto sniper, one of my favorite guns, and I'll show you why as we go into some more enemies. So we still have to clear the area. Let's go see who we've got. Here we go, we got some more enemies. You can be very evasive in this game. It's super helpful. Okay, we got the key to open the door. Got the nice scenery here, the water flowing as the busted pipe.
I'm seeing a lot of dead people. They look like they've been sauteed.
I'm gonna swap off We're gonna swap off of this and use an auto. I'm just not liking the feel of shotguns in this game. I think they need some rework. We picked up some pants, but they're a pretty low drop. So you can see we've gotten some blue items. I don't see anywhere where it says rare. We have green items and we have white. We see blue is higher than green, white is lower than green. Okay, we're going to continue on with... You can tell which gun you have. It will show up in the bottom right. Shows you which one it swaps to. The one in the backup is on the far right hand side. Lots of dead people out here. You go ahead and open the door.
Jakob, I've reached the solar tower. I'm going in.
What are you seeing in there?
Some kind of weird electrical sparks flying everywhere.
Means are getting close. This altar, did I not mention? He's a goddamn electro freak.
You mean he lights up light bulbs?
More like flash frying everything for a mile. Look, I know you've always been able to handle yourself, but this son of a bitch is on a whole other level.
As of recently, sort of.
So this is the Gauss battle. This is the final boss that you get to encounter. And this is basically the game's loot farm right now is fighting Gauss. Now, you do see he has this bar that is basically lighting up. And when he lights up that bar, you're supposed to be able to hit him and interrupt that skill. If you hit him fast enough. At least I want to come over and... He's got a couple of different moves that he does. He's got these tickle fingers that hurt real bad. I can regenerate a little bit of health. You kind of have to hide and get over here. So I'm supposed to try to interrupt him as much as I can. He basically sends out that energy spike. And it hurts real bad. And then he has this move which sends out electricity. And basically just runs after you everywhere. And it hurts real bad. So, slice him open, give him a punch, hopefully slow him down. Give him another punch. We might not survive this battle. Like I said, we are in World Tier 4. So he resisted my attack right there. I'm going to try to give him a nice punch. Hopefully get away and heal just a little bit. Give him another punch. And he just hit me with a huge, like, almost like shotgun blast. Can't use that ability because I was rolling. That is a crazy ability where he gets to teleport, basically evade. I want to use this ability so I can get real close. I am a close-up fighter. I want to get out of that thing real quick. And we want to slice him open. Seems like the closer you get, he gets a little bit timid. You want to get that shield. He resists my sort of knockdown. Those little electrical hopefully that will do it. And there we go. That is the Goss battle.
And so, Outrider, you've had your first kill. We Alter do not die so easily, do we?
Seth.
Come. We must speak.
They asked you to help them. To fight the altar down there. Why didn't you?
That pathetic monstrosity was a distraction.
People are dying because of him. Without the supply route open.
They all die. These feeble creatures. Slaughtering each other over scraps. You waste your gifts. Running errands for them. Trying to win their meaningless, endless war. You must realize, you are not like them anymore.
What? I should play at being a god like you.
I am not playing. But you are something even more. Altered and Outrider. The last Outrider. Do what you were sent here for. Go beyond the frontier. These people need their gods. Only one like you could lead them to a future.
Why not you?
They call him Moloch. I fight another war, far above this petty squalor. My war is with the worst of our kind. This one is too powerful. He will destroy us all, unless I hunt him down. But this is not your fight. You are to be the shepherd. Find a way for them out of this slaughter, Outrider.
Sure, it's done. Your supply line's open, I'm heading home.
I can't believe it. Outrider, what you just did. I've lost 100 men trying.
Don't thank me yet.
And there we
Still got a
go.
word of
So,
Not sure anyone's winning this goddamn
Gauss
war.
battle is
There's
done.
something even more important
Let's
we might be
go
able
to
do.
the chest.
Come see me in my bunker.
See what we get. Got a couple of items. We got a blue sniper. A blue sniper. We have this shotgun that we got last time. So 220. So here's the interesting part. Some of these weapons start coming with intrinsics, or these perks. So you can see this down here. It says Hot Blood. Shots past through enemies whose health is below 50%, ricocheting to 3 enemies within a 5-meter radius and inflicting burn. So we have, it's another automatic sniper, and there are regular snipers. So this one right here would just be a bolt action, right? So 1 shot at a time, 5 in the clip. We've got 18 in the clip, which means you'll have each burst, you have like 6 bursts, 340 RPM, 16 damage, but instead, let's click on this one. So we do a compare to this one. So pretty much the same weapon, but this has a higher damage. Crit damage is still 11.9, but this one has the intrinsic on it because it's blue. This one right here has an intrinsic. So Soul Devourer, killing shots regenerate 39 points of your health. So that would be excellent to have on as well. So as soon as I'm really excited to see if we start getting some legendaries and exotics to drop in this demo, because we'll maybe hopefully see 2 perks on the same gun. But for now, you can see there's an I, maybe like a Roman numeral 1 above Hot Blood. So you may be able to craft and upgrade the perks. Not quite sure yet. Or you may be able to find one who has which has a level 2 Hot Blood or perk. So more on that, but this is the custom Bull and Eagle 101 instead of just the regular Bull and Eagle. So we want to pop that guy on, and you can see our firepower went up to 270. We have yet to find another revolver. And then the Mark IV, we're sitting at 194. So we're getting close to running out of gear slots. If you sell these weapons, you do get some of the resources. You get some of these right here, some of the scrap. And the scrap, some of these items have been costing around, I don't know, the greens are anywhere between like 700-800. The white items could be 300-400. And the blue items I saw for close to 1,000 to 2,000. And the vendors do have things that go on sale. So we picked up a battered coat, which is not as good. We have the Vagrant's coat, which is on. And the Vagrant says Anomalous Caliber. Twisted rounds receive 30% resistance while the skill is active. So we definitely want to throw on Twisted rounds and try that out. If we click here, we click on the skill and it gets rid of it. We click here and it puts it on. So now we can use the anomaly bullets, which is going to be very fun because we get a boost with our equipment. So we have to attend a debrief with Jakob and Shira at her command room. So if we hit M, for map. Click on it there. You can actually go to the banner. These little things right here are fast travel points. Hold Z and you can travel. It usually tells you where you need to go. Hold down left click and you can travel. And this is basically the end of the demo. So I've taken you kind of a weird way today, but I wanted to show off some gear that was already in possession. Some of the worlds here, some of the leveling. You can see I'm close to hitting level 7, which is the max. And then in subsequent videos, we will show off each class. So today will be all about Trickster. You can see here, it's a little bit laggy. So we'll go to the stash. I love how everything has a glow too, to tell you exactly where it is. And it's on the map. So stash is not active during the demo. You can refill some bullets here. Go ahead and restock. And then we also have change your appearance. So anytime that you want to look a little bit, and there's not a lot of customization, right? Anytime that you want to look a little bit different, you can certainly do that. So if you wanted to be bald, you could be bald. But I thought it looked kind of good. You want to add some piercings? Add some piercings. Go for it. Put some weird thing on your head. Do whatever you want to do here. Pop those guys in, hit save. And we have just changed our appearance. So that is pretty much that. If we hit tab, here's that marker I was telling you about. It's going to show you exactly where to go. That is an exit to get to a mission. This is where you party up. Party on, Wayne. Party on, Groth. That is where you party up. There is actually a mission inside of here. So here's Ava Lopez. Ava is somebody you rescue along the way. You can see what Ava has in stock. She looks at you like she wants to jump the counter and make some relations with you. Here are some revolvers that we could buy. So the greens sitting in around 342. These could come in handy. Will increase my firepower, so gear score on this one, the range is not as good really on any of them. Go ahead and buy this guy. Gotta hold it down to buy it. And then she does provide some discounts on some items. So that one is 1,537 scrap. We definitely wouldn't have been able to afford that, but the critical point is the perk or the intrinsic. Increases the chance of scoring critical shot by 15%.
Good to see you again.
All right.
You'll be pleased to know
That's
that
what
Hal
Ava
is-
has there. Then we go over to Gregor. And Gregor has a mix of items, so you'll see some greens and some maybe some whites in here. Looks like everything's green, so that's good. You're not buying white gear. You can find white gear. It's no big deal. Gray, white gear, whatever you call it. And then he has a sale, and the vendors rotate every hour on the hour so far. So if you don't like what you see, come back in an hour. Check it out. Here's some yelling over here. It's these guys who are fighting. Not sure why those guys are running around kicking each other's asses, but this sort of looks like a mining operation, sort of. This guy is probably a crafter. This is probably your station. You haven't unlocked that yet. This guy doesn't really have anything to say.
Fuck, Sheriff. I ain't eating in 5 days.
Not really sure what this guy's holding up. He has a store, but he doesn't really have anything for me. We are going to go upstairs to meet with Shira. And Shira's behind this door.
I don't believe you. Hey, Dupek.
Yeah, sure.
The signal in the forest. You remember it?
Yeah, like it was yesterday.
You still have its frequency, don't you?
You mean this frequency?
Curva. You got the winning lotto numbers tattooed on your ass cheek, too?
Still don't believe me?
Ugh, I hate when you play the I told you so.
That signal is still playing like a distant echo. It's digital, which means it must be coming from a place where there is no anomaly. The problem is, we've never been able to locate its source because we've never had the right frequency. Until you showed up. So now listen close, you need to bring those precise numbers to Dr. Abraham Zahidi, one of our last scientists.
Bullshit. He's been deep in enemy territory for weeks now. Five Ration says Zahidi's dead.
We don't know that.
You? I've seen you before. It was in the med lab. You woke me out of cryo.
Guess life's real funny that way.
Meet Jane, sniper, first class. She almost died trying to save his life. She'll guide you.
Wait, Shira. When we landed, that signal was already playing. Do you have any idea who or what is sending it?
Do yourself a favor, don't ask that question. Whatever's out there, they don't want to be found. And whoever goes looking for that fucking signal ends up dead.
But it's the only chance we've got. And if anyone can get there alive, it's all of you.
Shira, come on.
Jakob! That's an order.
Sorry I left you to die in that med lab.
Hey, no worries.
Didn't really have a choice.
I'd have done the same.
I want to hear the moment our search parties turn up anything about McCain.
So there you go. And now you're supposed to speak with Jakob and go to the first city. I do believe this is where your journey ends in the demo. Let's go back down and just confirm. Yesterday I was not able to actually go any further. It said thanks for playing the demo. Have a good time. But we'll catch the dialogue just in case.
Just think.
So, a la Mass Effect, you can sort of pick your adventure.
Why are you the only outrider alive?
You think I was gonna explore this damn planet after what we saw? Fuck them. Let them have my badge. I didn't need to be an outrider that bad anyway.
What happened to everyone else? None of the other outriders survived?
Well, you had front row seats for the shit show that started it all. You know, most of us were dead that first day. The few dozen that were left, they did what we came here to do. They fucking explored. Wait. Who do you think died trying to figure out we couldn't leave this fucking valley?
Right on, and then you hit let's head out.
What happened to everyone else?
Oops.
None of the other outright.
You can totally skip ahead of everything if you need to. You need to make sure it says Z.
As the last remnants of humanity destroy themselves, the signal.
And we skip through that, so it does. That is your ending. So you can progress all of your content. actually turn that down and we will swap to cam real quick. Okay, so that's pretty much the demo. That's not every mission in the demo. When I start a new character, I'll actually run through the missions and we'll put that whole thing on YouTube. That was a demo of the first class that I chose, and there's still 3 more. You can play this demo all the way up until April 1st. All of your progress, all of your character, all of your drops, everything carries over into the game. So we'll have more to come. I'll have 3 other separate videos with the classes, trying them out. We may revisit this class as well, the Trickster, and show off all the different skills that we have. But for now, we're going to leave it at that. This is the overview, the kind of the preview, you know, menu system, class, character customization, and just some general how the game works, combat, and everything else. So stay tuned. Make sure to subscribe, see the other classes, and we'll see you in Enoch.